What's up, y'all? I'm going to talk about the devil, the enemy, our enemy, who he is, what he wants, and he really is the ultimate narcissist. So we're going to talk about Satan, the ultimate narcissist. What's the story behind him? Where did he come from? Who actually is he? Yeah, so there's two different ways you could think about Satan. You could think about him as the primordial force of evil, or you could think about him as an actual entity. Um, I know he's an actual entity, but if you don't believe that, just think about him as the primordial force of evil so that this video will make sense and be helpful. So I'm going to talk about the actual story of Satan in the Bible and in, the book of Jubilees and the book of Enoch and stuff like that. And talk about the actual story on this side of who he is. So, God created the world, God created everything, and underneath God there are the angels, and they're not as powerful as God, but they are almost God-like. They're these very powerful beings and entities. We've heard about the angel Michael, the archangel, we've heard about the angel Raphael, the angel Gabriel, but actually the chief among these angels was an angel named Lucifer. And essentially what I believe happened, I wasn't there, I don't know, but this is just what my intuitions are telling me and what I've heard from different people's testimonies and whatnot, is that when God went to create man, humanity, that all the angels didn't like it. They thought it was a bad idea. They thought man would rebel. They just thought it wouldn't work out well, Hold on, I'm going to scratch my nose. And chief among them was Lucifer, who was God's favorite angel, who was at God's right hand, who was chief among the angels, the most beautiful angel. He was vehemently opposed to the creation of humanity. God creates humanity anyways, despite the angels' protests. And then there is, sorry, I'm going to scratch my nose again. And then there is some type of a rebellion, and Lucifer turns against God. We hear about a war in heaven in Revelations where 1/3 of the stars fall from the sky. This could be related to that, I'm not sure, but anyways, Lucifer and a bunch of other rebellious angels decide to rebel against God. Eventually, Lucifer gets cast out of heaven and gets thrown down to the earth. Eventually, he will be cast out of the earth and be thrown down into hell. But yeah, right now Satan's on the earth with us. He's not up in heaven. He's not down in hell. He is on the earth with us right now, and he has dedicated his life to evil and to sin and to lies and to deception, and he has thrown away his blessings and thrown away the holiness he once had, and is now falling down the path of sin, and is beyond repentance, beyond repair, unable to change, won't change, and has committed himself to the path of evil. So we're going to talk about the different forms of Satan, or the different entities of Satan, or whatever you want to call it. The first is Baal, the big red bull. This is the most popular form of Satan. This is the big red bull with the pitchfork. I think originally this was a Phoenician deity, so this would be worshipped by the people of Tyre and Sidon and Byblos, which is going to be in northern Israel and modern-day Lebanon. This probably would have also happened in Carthage, which is in modern-day Tunisia in North Africa. I don't know where the trident came from, or where the pitchfork came from, but they worship this big red bull they call Baal. And this is sort of the Satan we see a lot of. This is the big dominator, masculine kind of Satan, who's on the earth, and, who people, I wish I had a little bit of something more to say there, but, yeah, that's kind of the most popular Satan we see. Next is the goat. So we also see Satan depicted as a goat. Now, why a goat? So if you're living back in the day and you're a herdsman, You got sheep, you got goats, you got a donkey, you got maybe a few cows if you're doing well, you know. You got these animals, and most of the animals are pretty nice. You know, your sheep are kind of just, they follow along nicely. Your donkey kind of tries to keep everything together. Your cows are nice, whatever. But your little goats, they're always giving you headbutts, and they're biting at you, and they're kind of sassy little buggers. They're always kind of messing around. So in the ancient world, they would say that, you know, the good people are like the sheep, and the bad people are like the goats. And then eventually a goat came to symbolize Satan, and sometimes we will see Satan as a goat. And I think this maps to Pan in pagan mythology, the character of Pan, the kind of the goat man. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I believe it does map to that. Yeah. So next we have Lucifer, and I've actually had a dream, and I've seen Lucifer in my dream. And Lucifer is usually depicted as like a tall, pale-skinned man with long, jet black hair, and he's sort of this handsome prince, but he's a rebellious prince. And I actually saw him in my dream as just an old man, a kind of charming, kindly old man with, you know, straight gray hair, blue eyes, you know, and that's how I saw him in my dream. But either way, he kind of takes on the semblance of a man as Lucifer, and this is sort of the corrupt man of the world, the corrupt man who tries to rule the world, and the corrupt man who manipulates others. And this is the corrupt man who is generally unseen by the public. So that's what Lucifer represents. There's also Leviathan, the sea monster. I think Leviathan's actually a separate entity. I don't think Leviathan is Satan or Lucifer himself. I think Leviathan is maybe something different. But either way, Leviathan is a giant sea monster, sort of a hydra. I believe Leviathan does map to the hydra in Greek mythology. And it's sort of this giant snake in the sea that's just coming out from under the surface to, again, manipulate things, control things. And it's this giant unseen thing, this giant unseen beast, this giant unseen monster that is out there trying to control and manipulate things. Yeah. So that's kind of the biblical story or the mythology of Satan. Now I want to talk about the actual character of Satan. You know, with Satan, it's like, with Satan, like, hatred is his love. You know, everything is kind of reversed. Like, to him, hatred is love, you know? And I really believe that, like, the narcissists are trying to be like Satan as much as possible. It's unconscious. I don't think they actually believe in Satan or worship a deity named Satan. I have not known any narcissists that have done that, but they want to embody Satan and act like Satan as much as possible. And I really think of the narcissists as Satan mini-me's. They're like little Satans, they're little Lucifers, they're little devils, essentially, and they want to go around acting like him on a smaller level. So the thing about Satan is all manipulation in games. Satan doesn't really have much power on his own. Like, all power comes from God. But if Satan can sort of manipulate and get people to enable him and, you know, promise people certain things, and by promising them certain things, then they will enable him and give power over to him, then he will gain power. And he has power over humanity right now. And he has power over the world. And he has power over society. And the reason he does is because, I mean, there are some weird people out there who are, you know, cutting pentagrams into their arms and worshiping Satan and doing seances and having Ouija boards and, I don't know, doing tarot cards, or I don't know what they're doing. But there's people doing witchcraft and doing stuff like that. It exists. But that's not really the main part of it. The main part of it is these narcissistic people who lie and manipulate and gaslight, and everything is some type of a trick and some type of a manipulation and some type of a ridiculousness, you know. And that really is how Satan rules the world, is through these selfish, heartless, cruel, evil people who seek to embody him, you know. And the thing is, it's all spiritual. So, like, A good righteous person will have the Holy Spirit give thoughts to their mind, to help them, to give feelings in their heart. These evil people, Satan is there implanting thoughts in their mind. Satan's there implanting feelings in their heart. And they really have a spiritual connection with Satan, whether they know it or not, Yeah. And like, I can tell you this, like, I used to be pretty into the New Age. I read a book called The Emerald Tablets of Thoth. There was some secret hidden knowledge in there about like ancient Atlantis and people having spaceships 5,000 years ago and stuff like that. And it's trippy stuff, cool stuff. But all of a sudden I had I could see like a dark shadow in the corner of my eyes. I would look and then a shadow would move and I'm like, oh my God, and that's what really got me to go hardcore for Jesus and to be about goodness and, to be about God and Jesus and redemption and the good path. But, just that, I could get into that in another video, but just like I got in touch with the entity and I'm like, holy crap, this is real. I don't want anything to do with this. This is disgusting. This is gross. This is evil, And like Satan's greatest trick he pulls is most people believe the devil does not exist, And by extension, most people believe that evil does not exist, And that's the real extension of this. And that's like all this stuff with Jeffrey Epstein and the global elite and, all this stuff that these men in power are doing. They're doing sick things. Like, look up a Dubai porta potty. You look that up and you'll be like, oh, that's what the world elite do? Okay. And then, obviously the stuff at the island, which is even sicker and more evil than that, And then there's on the smaller level, just in people's families, just how many people's parents are sick and evil. Our colleagues around us are sick and evil, but it's a secret evil, That's what narcissism really kind of seeks to do. It's a secret evil. And I'm glad I made this video because now I'll need to make another video about the secret evil. But that is what Satan is. It's a secret evil. It's a hidden evil. Things look very good on the outside. Things look nice on the outside. But on the inside, it's so rotten. And it's so nasty. And that's how Satan operates. He does not want to be discovered. And I believe that if I discovered Satan, he would run and hide. And as a matter of fact, in my dream, I said, Lucifer, I rebuke you. And then Satan, who I saw as this old man, he was like, oh, he was kind of like freaking out. Like, oh crap. Like, I did not think this would be discovered, Satan is a snake. He is a sneaky little snake. That's what Satan really is. And he's sneaking around trying to manipulate people. He manipulated Eve into eating the apple. And then she took the apple to Adam and he was like, all right, let's do this. Why not, But yeah, he manipulates people. He lies. He deceives. He seduces. He is a seductive snake trying to come to you like this little snake, like, I'm going to give you all this stuff you want. I'm going to give you, oh, you want this knowledge? I'm going to give you the knowledge. I'm going to give you money. I'm going to give you power. I'm going to give you fame. Whatever it is you want, Satan's going to come to you like that, like this weird little snake. And a lot of people, unfortunately, say yes and fall into it. And most people do not see through the veil of evil that Satan puts out there on our society. They just don't, They just don't. And they buy into his deception of, of things being nice. And I think one of the apostles says this, or one of the people after Jesus had gone up to heaven. After Jesus left, and it was the time of St. Paul and all of them. One of them said, Satan will masquerade as an angel of light. I believe it was St. Paul. But yeah, Satan is trying to look like God. He's trying to look good. He's trying to look nice. He's especially, that is his number one modus operandi of the devil, is to try to look good on the outside. That's why the church and all organized religion, I don't care what it is, it could be Judaism, it could be Islam, it could be Hindu, it could be Buddhism. That's why every organized religion, it looks so nice on the outside. It's these devoted people and, oh, they're so nice and they're so generous and so charitable. And then All of a sudden you find out, oh, there's kids being abused. Oh, people are having a bunch of money stolen from them and are being guilt tripped into donations. Oh, this is basically a borderline cult. Oh, like, I saw a thing about the Dalai Lama. Yeah, the Dalai Lama. I don't know much. I think it's for Buddhism or Tibet or something. Kissing a young boy on the mouth, Okay. He's doing it. The Catholics are doing it. The Muslims are doing it. The global elites are doing it. Epstein was doing it. It's happening in Judaism, definitely. I don't know about Hindu or whatever, but it's probably happening there. And, and it's like, all these people, all these people are doing nasty things to children and seem to want to do that. When we go back to ancient Phoenicia, the practices of Baal, what they would really do is they would have this big giant metal bull. They would take the kids through, do abusive things to them, and then they'd throw the kids in the fire and burn them alive. Yeah. And that still goes on, I saw a video of a guy who was a boat captain in Australia. Tall, handsome guy, manly guy, cool looking guy, boat captain, all this stuff. And they found him doing abusive things and creepy things to kids. Yeah, so when it comes to Satan, the most disgusting, despicable evils are out there. They are out there everywhere, and it's not just that. It's also, it says in the Bible, after Eve got deceived by Satan, there was contempt between the woman and the serpent. What does that mean? Well, it means that the true feminine care, the true generative principle, the principle that, like, a bull does not give you any milk, basically. A cow gives you milk. A male tree does not give fruit. Only a female tree gives fruit. And that's a trip, I know. Like, I know about plants and stuff a little bit, so I know that. But if I didn't, I wouldn't really believe that. But there are male and female trees, and the female tree will give fruit, and the male tree will not give fruit. So that basic principle of feminine care and of having, like, just having these nice women who look out for people, and not even women, men too. We have a feminine side to us as men as well. But, like, just that nice feminine, like, just everyone's kind of looking out for each other. There's care. There's, people are really just being like, there's care. There's comfort. There's all that stuff. Like, Satan makes war on that. And that's why we don't have a lot of care or comfort in our society. That's why a lot of women are being trained to be very masculine and aggressive. And yeah. And that's why our society is ultimately a masculine dominator type society. And that's part of why your average man is so emasculated too, is because, the Matrix has to be Big Daddy. And if I'm trying to say, hey, I'm a man, I'm masculine, I'm a masculine leader, I'm going to lead my family, I'm going to lead people, the Matrix is like, nope, I'm the masculine leader, not you. And that's where I have to fight back, and that's what Satan does. And it's not new. It's not just, feminism and stuff. This has been going on since the pharaohs of Egypt, since the time of Babylon, the time of Sumer, whatever. Since before Moses, this has been happening a lot. This is nothing new at all. And this Satan is the Lord of the earth. Again, read the New Testament. He is called the Lord of the earth. And this is part of his agenda, Get rid of the feminine care, emasculate men, and just be up here, and everybody's just, we have to do what the government says. We have to do what the corporations say. We have to do what the religions say. We have to do what the educational institutions say. We have to do what the socialist, Marxist agenda says. We have to follow the social justice. We have to follow the medical system. I could go on for hours just listing off the different things, but, we are so programmed. Oh my God. And, like, Satan's at the top of this. The deity of Lucifer, he's not, it's not a deity you worship, it's a deity you spit on, but you know, the fallen angel of Lucifer, the false god of Lucifer, is running the show here. And that's why society is so the way it is. Everything looks nice on the outside, but on the inside, it is a bunch of nasty junk. Yeah. So this was a pretty esoteric video. A little bit of a reach for me to make this, but thank you for everyone who has watched. I hope this video has informed you. I hope this video has spiritually enlightened you, and I hope this video really makes us cling to Jesus Christ more, cling to goodness more, to God more, and you know, seek out goodness. I'll try to make more videos on this topic, and I will see everybody later.